You know that moment when you go to stand up from your favorite chair and your knees feel like they've got sand in them? Or you take a short walk to the mailbox and your lower back starts aching before you even reach the end of the driveway? Maybe your energy drops right after lunch, leaving you foggy and ready for a nap when there's still half the day left. Or perhaps you've noticed your grip isn't what it used to be when you're opening a jar, or you catch yourself holding on to the railing a little tighter on the stairs. These aren't just random annoyances that come with the calendar flipping past 60. They're your body sending clear messages that things are starting to shift if you don't pay attention. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn 7 specific warning signs that your body may be breaking down faster than it should after 60, and more importantly, exactly what to do about them so you can feel steadier, stronger, and more like yourself again. We'll cover why these changes happen, the everyday habits that make them worse, and then walk through 6 practical steps that actually move the needle. Stick around to the end because the last one tends to give people the biggest turnaround in how they move and how much they get done in a day. Let's start with what's really going on inside. After 60, your muscle tissue naturally begins to thin out, a process called sarcopenia that picks up speed if you're not actively using those muscles. At the same time, bone density can start slipping. Joints lose some of their cushioning fluid, and recovery from any little strain takes longer because inflammation lingers and hormones that once kept everything humming shift. Metabolism slows, so you burn fewer calories even at rest, and sleep quality often dips, which means less repair time overnight. Add in years of sitting more than moving, maybe some extra pounds or diets that quietly lack the nutrients your body now needs in higher amounts, and these small changes compound. The result is that daily tasks start feeling harder, and what used to bounce back in a day now sticks around for weeks. A lot of folks make the same mistakes without realizing it. They cut back on activity thinking rest will help the aches, but that actually speeds up muscle loss. They reach for quick pain relief pills instead of addressing the root, or they stick to the same meals they've eaten for decades, even though their body absorbs protein and certain vitamins less efficiently now. Some ignore the early fatigue and push through with caffeine, which disrupts sleep later. Others skip regular checkups because it's just age, missing the chance to catch things like low vitamin D or creeping blood sugar issues that quietly worsen everything else. These habits don't cause the aging process, but they turn a manageable slowdown into a noticeable breakdown. Now let's go through the 7 warning signs one by one so you can spot where you might be right now. The first sign is persistent stiffness and achy joints, especially first thing in the morning or after sitting for even 20 minutes. You might feel it in your hips when you get out of the car, or in your shoulders when reaching for something on a shelf. This happens because the cartilage between bones thins, and the synovial fluid that lubricates joints decreases, while low-grade inflammation builds up if muscles around those joints aren't strong enough to support them properly. Second, you notice you're losing strength in everyday movements. Carrying groceries feels heavier, or you struggle to push yourself up from the floor after playing with grandkids.
This is often early sarcopenia at work. Muscle fibers shrink, and the signals from nerves to muscles weaken slightly, so you generate less force than before. Third, and this is the one I really don't want you to brush off, is unexplained fatigue that hits even after a decent night's sleep. You used to power through the afternoon, but now a simple trip to the store leaves you drained for hours. Many people blame this on just getting older, but it frequently points to reduced muscle efficiency, poor oxygen use in tissues, or subtle drops in hormones and nutrients that your body relies on more as the years add up. Don't ignore number 3, because it affects everything else. If your energy is low, you're less likely to move, which accelerates the other problems. Fourth, balance feels a little off. You might sway more when standing on one foot to put on socks, or you catch yourself reaching for walls or furniture for support on uneven ground. This comes from weaker core and leg muscles, slower reflexes, and sometimes reduced sensation in the feet from minor nerve changes. Fifth, recovery takes forever. A minor twist or a long day on your feet used to fade overnight, but now the soreness hangs on for days. Your body simply repairs tissue more slowly because cell turnover slows and chronic low inflammation interferes with the healing signals. Sixth, you see small changes in posture or height. Maybe your shoulders round forward more, or clothes fit differently around the middle even if the scale hasn't moved much. This often ties to weakening back muscles and spinal compression from thinning bones or discs. Seventh, everyday tasks start feeling clumsy or slower. Your walking pace drops, you fumble more with buttons or keys, or you hesitate before stepping off a curb. These are signs that coordination and muscle power are declining together, raising the risk of a fall that could change everything. If several of these sound familiar, you're not alone, and the good news is you can slow or even reverse a good portion of this with consistent, targeted changes. The key is acting before the signs turn into bigger limitations. Before we dive into the solutions, remember that the final step I'm going to share tends to create the most noticeable shift in how steady and capable you feel day to day. A lot of people say that's when things started clicking for them. Let's start with solution 1. Rebuild your foundation with smart daily movement. The biggest mistake is thinking you need intense workouts. You don't. Focus on consistent, gentle loading that tells your muscles and bones they still matter. Begin with short walks, but add purpose. Walk with a light backpack or carry small weights in each hand for part of it to engage your upper body. At home, practice sit-to-stand exercises 10 times in a row a couple of times a day. Sit on a sturdy chair, stand up without using your hands if possible, then sit back down slowly. This directly fights muscle loss in the legs and hips while improving balance. Why it works is simple. Your body adapts to the demands you place on it. When muscles get used regularly, they hold on to more fibers and produce more energy efficiently. Do this most days, and within a few weeks, many notice less morning stiffness and steadier steps. Track it by noticing whether you can stand from the chair a little smoother each week. Next, pay close attention to what you're eating, especially protein and the supporting nutrients. After 60, your body doesn't process protein quite as well, so you need a bit more to maintain muscle. Aim for spreading 25 to 30 grams across meals rather than loading it all at dinner. Simple swaps help. Add Greek yogurt or cottage cheese to breakfast. Include eggs or a handful of nuts mid-morning, and make sure dinner has a palm-sized portion of chicken, fish, or beans. Pair that with colorful vegetables and some healthy fats like olive oil or avocado to fight inflammation. A common home approach is making a daily smoothie with spinach, berries, a scoop of plain yogurt, and a tablespoon of ground flaxseed. Many people feel steadier energy within days once blood sugar stays even and muscles get the building blocks they need.
For those who want to make it even easier and more targeted, consider a quality protein supplement designed for older adults, like a whey isolate or plant-based option with added leucine, which helps trigger muscle repair. Think of it as a long-term investment that costs less than repeated doctor visits or lost independence. Before adding any supplement, check with your doctor, but many find that getting consistent protein this way saves money in the long run by keeping them active and out of physical therapy. Start with 1 scoop mixed into water or milk after your morning movement session. Solution 3 tackles the inflammation and joint cushioning directly. Begin at home by adding anti-inflammatory foods daily. Think fatty fish like salmon twice a week, turmeric in soups or scrambled eggs, and plenty of cherries or berries. Gentle heat or cold packs on sore spots for 15 minutes can ease discomfort enough to keep you moving. If you want deeper support, many turn to a glucosamine and chondroitin combination after trying the food route. These compounds are natural parts of cartilage, and studies show they can help maintain joint space and reduce everyday aches so you stay consistent with activity. Look for a reputable brand with third-party testing and pair it with your movement routine. Users often report that stairs feel less punishing after 6 to 8 weeks, which keeps the whole cycle positive. Again, this isn't a quick fix pill, but a tool that supports the work you're already doing. The fourth solution focuses on sleep and recovery, because without solid rest, your body can't repair what the day breaks down. Create a simple wind down. Dim lights an hour before bed, avoid screens, and keep the room cool.
Many in their 60s find that a consistent bedtime and a small protein snack like a few almonds or cheese an hour earlier prevents overnight muscle breakdown. If aches wake you, a supportive pillow under the knees when lying on your back or between them when on your side can make a difference. Better sleep means lower inflammation the next day, which reduces that drained feeling and lets your muscles rebuild overnight. Solution 5 is about targeted strength work that protects bones and posture at the same time. Twice a week, spend 15 to 20 minutes on resistance exercises, using bands, light dumbbells, or even soup cans. Try wall push-ups for the chest and shoulders, seated rows with a band for the upper back to fight rounding, and gentle squats or step-ups for the legs. The reason this is powerful is that loading bones and muscles stimulates them to stay denser and stronger. It's like sending a message that you still need them for daily life. Start slow so form stays good, and breathe out on the effort. People who add this consistently often stand taller and report fewer random aches because the supporting muscles do their job again. Now, for the 6th and most impactful solution, make strength training with progressive resistance your cornerstone habit. This is the one I mentioned earlier that tends to change everything. Once you've built some consistency with daily movement and the other steps, layer in 2 or 3 full sessions a week where you gradually increase the challenge. Use body weight, resistance bands, or dumbbells, whatever feels safe.
Focus on compound moves like modified deadlifts, hinging at the hips to pick something light off the floor, overhead presses and rows. The magic happens because resistance work not only rebuilds muscle, but also boosts metabolism, improves insulin sensitivity, supports hormone balance, and strengthens bones through the pull of muscles on them. It directly counters sarcopenia and the frailty that follows. Many in their 60s and 70s who commit to this report climbing stairs without pausing, carrying bags with ease, and getting through the day with energy left over. It takes patience. Start with 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps and add a little weight or reps every couple of weeks as you get stronger. If you're unsure about form, a few sessions with a trainer or physical therapist pays off by preventing injury. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder, it's about keeping the independence that lets you enjoy retirement, travel, or time with family without limits. To make strength work even more effective long-term, some people add a collagen peptide supplement mixed into their morning coffee or water. Collagen provides the amino acids that support connective tissue and joints, and when combined with resistance training, it helps the body use the load better. Home alternative is bone broth a few times a week, but the powdered form is convenient and many find it gentler on the stomach. View it as insurance that protects the gains you're making so you don't lose progress during busier weeks. Check the link in the description for a well-tested option that fits easily into routines like yours. It's a small daily step that compounds over months. Here are a few bonus tips that layer on for faster results. First, stay hydrated throughout the day. Aim for half your body weight in ounces of water, more if you're active. Dehydration thickens joint fluid and worsens fatigue, so a simple marked water bottle can remind you. Second, get outside for natural light most mornings, even for 10 minutes. This helps set your circadian rhythm for better sleep and supports vitamin D production, which is crucial for muscle function and bone health. Third, practice balance on purpose a couple of times a day. Stand on one foot while brushing your teeth or waiting for coffee to brew, holding onto the counter at first. It takes almost no extra time, but sharpens reflexes. And fourth, schedule movement like any important appointment. Put it on your calendar so it doesn't get pushed aside. How many of these signs have you noticed creeping in lately? Drop a comment below and let me know which one bothers you most or what you've already tried that helped. Hearing your experiences helps everyone here learn what actually works in real life. If this video gave you clear steps you can start today, hit the like button so more people over 60 can find practical help like this. And if you want more no-fluff guides on staying strong and independent in your later years, subscribe and turn on notifications. I put out new content regularly focused on exactly these kinds of real-world solutions. You've got more control than you might think right now. Start with 1 or 2 changes this week, maybe the sit-to-stand practice and adding protein to breakfast, and build from there.
Small, consistent actions add up to feeling capable again, and that's what lets you keep doing the things you love without your body holding you back. Thanks for watching, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.